if you dare to visit Peace Church Cemetery in Joplin.
Non-apologetic news, not what you're used to. Non-apologetic news, telling you the truth. Non-apologetic news, saying what they're scared to. Non-apologetic news, non-apologetic news. Hello everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Non-Apologetic News. Today, for the second time, we are showcasing our hometown of Joplin, Missouri, and all the shenanigans that are currently going on in and around Southwest Missouri. We are Non-Apologetic News. So first off, we have a story where a man allegedly assaults a Joplin police officer and he is then shot. So for anyone from around this area, you know just, 3 weeks ago that 3 Joplin cops got shot? Two of them died, I believe.
Yep.
I don't know what happened when the officers were killed. I don't know who was in the right, the wrong. I'm not going to pretend to know. But what we do know is officers are tense right now. That is without a doubt. Saturday night, an officer attempted to check on 3 people who were hanging out in an alley. One of them decides to run, as people who hang out in alleys do. Officer took off after him. The man and the officer began to fight, and then a second officer just decided he was going to pull out his gun and he was just going to toot the suspect. Right, so that's what he did, and the man is in the hospital recuperating, but they're not listing his condition, so we don't know if it's life-threatening. We don't know if he was shot in the leg, the chest, the heart, any of that. What we really need to take in consideration, though, is that Joplin officers and officers really around the nation are not trained very well, and that's because of what they get paid. Right now, Joplin officers get paid $15 an hour. That's the starting wage, okay?
Jeez.
That's McDonald's pay, right? So let's think about...
It's less than what I make in a warehouse.
There you go. So let's say that someone wants to make a career, a good law-abiding citizen who wants to help the world. He's not going to go into law enforcement right now because he won't be able to support his family. So what do we get? What are we left with? We're left with the dirtbags, the scumbags, the bullies, who can't get a job anywhere else, right? Who will accept that $15 an hour to risk their lives. And we got this whole movement going on, defund the police. And this is exactly what happens. And see, no one is like me, really. There's a few people, but I'm the type, I won't call the police for anything. It doesn't matter. I might call the police after everything's said and done to save my ass. But I'm not calling the police. I'm going to handle the stuff myself. Most people aren't like that. So the same people who are on social media yelling, defund the police, and they got their little picket signs in front of their local Walmart or whatever, you know, those are the same people who call the cops when they're forced to wear a mask indoors. Or, you know, when KFC gets their order wrong, whatever. So that we don't need to defund the police. We need to fund the police so that they can actually have great starting wages and we can get some great people in there. Because if we actually defund the police and people think police brutality is bad now,
Right.
Ooh, watch out when it's $8 an hour starting pay at Joplin Police Department. I don't really know, but if someone breaks into your house, right? Let's say we defund the police. If someone breaks into your house and it takes the police 48 hours to respond, what is the point of even having them? It will just be complete anarchy. So I advise any criminal in the Joplin area, do not poke the bear right now. They are tense and for proper reasons. Some idiot just shot 3 of their possibly close friends, maybe even family members. I advise you to take your criminal activity outside of the Joplin area, period. And like I say, anyone who's yelling defund the police, this should end the argument right here. Because if we fund the police, we give them good starting wages, we take care of them, maybe they will not shoot someone over a simple assault. Get your shit together, people.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got about Joplin for these great Joplin residents today?
Some people have left this cemetery with scratches. Yeah. It's funny what some people consider a vacation. For some, that apparently includes visiting a haunted Missouri cemetery where there's a decent chance you'll leave with scratches and scars from the experience. Yeah. Vacations Made Easy compiled a bucket list of places you can visit in Missouri for a paranormal experience. Among the places on their list is Peace Church Cemetery near Joplin, Missouri.
Ooh, I've been there.
The problem with Peace Church Cemetery is it's also reportedly the last resting place for a mass murderer named Billy Cook, who killed a half a dozen people back in the 1950s.
Hold on a minute. Have you ever heard this?
No.
Then, okay. Well, I mean, I've never heard the name Billy Cook, but continue.
Yeah, me neither. They say that Billy was executed in the gas chamber for his crimes, but those visiting his grave claim he's not rested at all.
Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Be a terrifying sound to hear in the middle of a dark cemetery.
It's no secret that Billy was evil, as his death toll included a family of 5, according to his Wikipedia page. What's Billy doing now?
What is he doing now?
If you believe the account shared by Vacations Made Easy, he's leaving those that visit Peace Cemetery, saying they have reported objects being thrown at them, apparitions, and some even leave with unacceptable scratches lining their arms.
I don't even know what to say. First off, scroll up real quick. I want to see something. It had a link to his Wikipedia page. Okay, so this actually is a real guy. Billy Cook. He is his occupation is criminal. It says right there. Let's see. He died in 1952. He was an American spree killer, and mass murderer. Murdered 6 people, including a family of 5 in Missouri. Okay. So maybe there's some little bit of truth here. Maybe.
Here's a creepy music-related side note. According to Wikipedia, Billy Cook is said to have been the inspiration for a script Jim Morrison was said to have worked on involving a hitchhiker, and the Doors song Riders on the Storm may very well have had Billy's villainous crimes at its heart.
How can you grab a song and say it very well could have been about this? Very well could have been about me, you know?
Yeah, now you'll never hear that song the same way again, especially if you dare to visit Peace Church Cemetery in Joplin.
Here's what's crazy. I bet this is fun for the kids, though, right?
You know, put up the song with lyrics in there.
I don't want to hear it. Now, YouTube will flag us, so if we play more than 3 seconds. But you remember going to the spook light?
Yeah.
Did you ever see anything?
I see the light, but it's something like once you get closer, it goes away. So
yeah, I mean, it really winds up being a place to go to like get some head or do some drugs in reality. But it was a fun place to go. Let's go to the spook light. Let's pile the car full and let's separate into that little wooded area there and see what magic happens. And that's probably what's happening. So these young kids are probably just spewing loads all over the cemetery. So don't touch anything. And I feel sorry for the man who has to clean up. I have something interesting here for you next.
Okay.
So 3 women from the Joplin area, surrounding areas. Okay, I got something fun for you next, right now, right here. 3 women from the Joplin area and surrounding areas have been busted in a prostitution sting, okay?
Oh.
We love this kind of stuff. We have this woman whose name seems ridiculous. Her name is Natoda Ortner, 33 of Joplin. And then we have Chonda Ann, 40 of Fayetteville, another woman from Bentonville. They were charged with engaging in prostitution and possession of controlled substances, all misdemeanor charges. There's also a woman named Ray. She's 26 out of Carthage. She was arrested in 2021 for engaging in prostitution and once again, possession of what?
A controlled dangerous substance.
Yeah. Probably
heavy
had
stuff.
A lab or something. But they just issued another warrant for her for some reason, so she's in the headline as well. So here's what they did. The Drug and Violent Crimes Task Force were engaged in an undercover operation aimed at locating human trafficking victims on Quapaw Nation. So they were in the Indian land there. They answered several online escort advertisements. So like Craigslist ads or something, right?
That Backpage.
Does Backpage still exist?
I don't know.
What we have here is a little bit of a game I want to play with you first, okay? I looked up these women's names on Facebook, and I found 3 out of 4 of them, right? And I grabbed a photo from each. Okay, what we have here is 3 photos, okay? 1 each of a different woman. Now, I know how much they charged the police department for sex. I'm going to give you those 3 numbers, and you're going to tell me which number belonged to which lady. Okay? So we have one woman charged $450, one charged $240, and one charged $400. So $450, $240, and $400. The one on the left is number 1, then 2, and 3. I need you to put the proper amount, $450, $240, or 4, with each lady.
450, 400, 240.
That's going from left to right.
Okay. Say number 1 is probably the 240. Second one, she looks like she thinks she's worth something, so I'll go 450 for her, and then 400 on this big nose bitch here.
All right. So you
Fucking
are
schnauzer on her.
you are 1 out of 3 correct.
Drop down, snap. Ah.
Okay, so here's what it really is. The lady who says stress-free, who's definitely not STD-free, she charges $450. The lady in the middle with the knockoff sunglasses, she charges $240. And Big Schnauzer Face charges $400. You were correct in that. And I think we're going to have their photos up here. I think everyone can agree that they all overcharge.
Yeah.
Right? There's absolutely no doubt about that. How crazy is it that these ladies are putting the ads up online? Like, come fuck me, give me some money, you know? And I mean, the police just responded to them, bippity boppity boop, that's it. Ladies, get an OnlyFans or something. Like, this is dangerous work, and you're not making that much money. Like, you could go strip at Sensations and make that in a night. You know, and plus, what if one of these dudes gets you pregnant? Because these type of low-level prostitutes, I bet you give them an extra $24 and they let you go without a condom.
Probably.
These look like those kind of women. I advise you, ladies, get some self-respect, get out of this line of work, and maybe you will not have to cry yourself to sleep tonight.
They offer group discounts.
Oh.
Can you imagine getting pregnant after having a train run on you?
Check this out.
Name it Thomas.
Check this out. I saw there's this Reddit subforum, and it's like it's basically people want advice on their life and they want to remain anonymous, right? So this woman said, I need help before my boyfriend finds out. And I'm like, cha-ching. So I click on it, and she said, I had a blindfolded gangbang at my work. So she goes on to describe.
Where does she work?
I don't know. But after work, a couple guys took her in the back, and they blindfolded her. They put her on all fours, and then she said, best she could tell by the feelings, at least 5 to 6 dudes ran through her with at least 3 of them blowing inside of her.
Shit.
Okay? Sure enough, she's pregnant. Okay? Her boyfriend does not know. What was funny is at the bottom where you can like answer people's questions, she's like, I keep getting these 2 questions. I'm going to go ahead and just answer them right now. Yes, there were black dudes there. And no, I don't know if I'm telling my boyfriend yet. So apparently those were the 2 questions that everyone asked. But think about that. So she's pregnant. She has no idea not only which one of them is the dad, but she doesn't even know who was involved. She knows the one guy who organized it. But beyond that, it's just like,
What a fucking bozo.
You know, how insane is that? How would you like to be her boyfriend? Fuck, she comes home and she's like, oh, I've had a long day. I'm just going to go cry in the shower for 2 hours. I don't know. That's not Joplin related. Well, it probably is in some roundabout way, but not that I'm aware of. But yeah, back to the Frosty Prosties. Like I say, let's get some self-respect. Let's all come together now. And fellas, let's quit paying for sex. I mean, you know, buy him something nice instead like the rest of us. What do you have next for us to wrap us up today on the Joplin Spectacular Show?
A murdered Oklahoma pastor's wife admits to her part in the crime. Pastor's wife has admitted to her role while the 3rd member of their romantic relationship is still fighting his charges.
How old was he? Oh, wait, I'm pretty sure.
Say 62.
Yeah,
Okay. David Evans, the pastor at Harmony Church in Ada, was killed a year ago. Now his wife has accepted the guilty plea and admitted her role in the murder. Who fucking wrote this? Like,
That's juicy. That's like out of like A movie?
New court documents show Christy Evans changed her plea from not guilty to guilty of first-degree murder. Evans told investigators she provided the gun and bullets and left the door unlocked for the shooting to take place. Khalil Square, who was in a relationship with both the husband and the wife, was also charged.
Ooh.
I don't know, is this a man or a woman?
I don't know. Interesting.
Police
individual.
believe he was behind the trigger, but he still claims he isn't guilty.
He was behind both of them by the sounds of it.
We're going to stand on our plea of not guilty, not because of any other reason other than just to protect Mr. Square's rights. Evans' sentencing is set for August 9th and 10th. The local news tried to reach out to her attorney, but they haven't heard back.
So,
They have a fucking child type this out? What the fuck?
yeah, well, it's a coco.com. What do you expect? Now, so we have a love triangle here.
Yeah.
We
pretty
have
much.
a gentleman who was baning both the pastor and the pastor's wife. And at some point, I mean, I'm just taking a leap here, but the woman said, I'd be happier with guy number 2 instead of her current husband.
That's what
So
it kind of seems like.
they get some sort of soap opera plot here to kill him. Wow. Yeah. And that's a small town, too. You kill a preacher in a small town, you know what I mean? They're going to throw the book at you. They don't
Yeah.
give a shit about that like in LA or something. But,
Yeah,
you know, small town, I mean, he was probably respected. But then again, I guess when his followers find out that he was a gay man, they might give her like a ribbon or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, this is crazy. This sounds like someone wrote it for a cheesy sitcom, you know?
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, that just goes to show you everyone has secrets, including your local pastor.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I think that wraps up this week's episode of Non-Apologetic News. Like, subscribe, share our videos, and as always, I will be in this chair next Wednesday, and sitting next to me will be Body Bag. Until then, I plead with each one of you, do not watch the news. Non-Apologetic News.